Hello everyone and welcome to Lovella's Coloring. I'm going to be sharing with you my completed colorings from January, and I know I am super late in sharing this video, so I'm going to go ahead and clear off my desk and we will go ahead and get started. I will see you in a second. So I'm going to start off first with the Hannah Lynn Patreon calendar that I printed out for my coloring journal. And like last year, I'm going to be using the Patreon images from the year before for this journal. So this image came out in January 2022. And yeah, I really love how she turned out. She looks so much fun. And she kind of reminds me of, was it Jeannie from I Dream of Jeannie? I think her name is Jeannie. Yeah, so after I colored her, that's who she reminded me of. And so for her, I used Ohuhu brush markers and then the colored pencils. And then here's my coloring goals, which I was able to complete these Buddy Colors whips, my to complete list and my series list. I wanted to do some PDFs and some mandalas, so I got those done. So yeah, so this is my Hannah Lynn PDF coloring for my coloring journal. So here is a book that I know you've most likely seen from my previous completed colorings video. This is the Enchanted Faces pocket-sized coloring book by the wonderful Hannah Lynn. It is a book that I am trying to complete, and to encourage me to finish up this book, I am in a group buddy color, and it has grown this year. So it's so great to have so many wonderful women join us this year to complete this book. So they are Terry Lynn, Yasmin, Emma from Emma Colors 2020, Jen from Jen's Coloring Corner, Erica from Elm Colors, Corey from Colorfully Optimistic, Anne Hatfield, and T from T's World of Adult Coloring. And I'm going to link everyone's Instagram and YouTube channels in the video descriptions down below. And I know I usually post the pictures along with mine, but with so many of us, it was hard to kind of like pinpoint whose pictures belong to who and whom. And also I didn't want to leave out anyone's colorings, so I thought it'd just be fair to just direct you guys to their Instagram and their YouTube channels so that you can check out their beautiful colorings from this book. So for us, you know, there is no specific due date for the colorings of the month. It's more like you know, we pick the pages to color, and if we can complete it in that month, that's good. But if you can't, it's okay. It's at everyone's own pace to color in this book, and it's more to encourage each other to keep going to complete this Enchanted Faces coloring book, which I believe is a goal for all of us. And now, you know, being more than halfway done with this book, I'm even more determined to finish it. So I want to thank all of the lovely ladies that are in this Enchanted Faces group buddy color. Thank you so much. So the first coloring that I'm going to share that we picked out for January is this is Aaliyah, I believe. I think it is. Yeah. So this is Aaliyah, and for her, I used Ohuhu brush markers, which I do for all of them, as a base. And the pencils that I used is the Colleen colored pencils and the Eroshiten colored pencils, plus the Color colored pencils. I think I was just picking out the colors that I wanted from each of them. I also used some Sakura Stardust around the flowers, stickles, hopefully you can see it shining, and then on this portion here, which I don't know what it is, I put some Zig Wink of Stella and then gel pen for the border. So this is Aaliyah, And then the second page that was picked out is Cali Girl. And I forgot to write down what I used. Okay, so for Cali Girl, I used, again, Ohuhu brush markers. And then I believe I used a different colored pencils. I can't remember which one, but because there's so much skin to color, I didn't like how it looked, so I erased her whole face and then came in with the Pablos and the Erosion to color her face and to smooth it out. And then for the rest, I think I used just all Pablos. Can't remember because it was so long ago already. Yeah, and then some stickles on her top here, some Sakura Stardust lining here, some white Posca in her eye and her lips to accent her nose, and then gel pen for the border. So this is my Cali Girl and Aaliyah for January. My next book is hashtag Color Lines Mandala Night, and this is by Sun Life Drawing. I don't think I posted this on Instagram. I think I forgot about this book, but I colored this page for several color alongs on Instagram to have a blue mandala, and then for, I think, a year-long color along just for mandalas. But yeah, so this one I used, I think, one marker and then 3 different shades of an art blue gel pen. Very pretty. I think it still bugs me that there's lines all over it, but I'll still color in here. So that is my only coloring in here. I think mandalas were one of my goals to color for January. So this is hashtag Color Lines Mandala Night. The next book is Creative Haven Flower Mandalas Coloring Book by Marty Noble. I have 2 colorings in here to share. The first one is this one, and I use the color palette from Amanda Colors color along for January, and if I can find the color palette, I'll pull it up or put it up on the screen. And I tried to match the colors as much as I can. I use my Sharpies for this one, so I tried to get as close as I can. I think I might have put a little bit of gel pen on the middle part of these flowers, but yeah, no glitters. Just all Sharpies and a little bit of gel pen. And then here again for the blue mandala color along, this one was done with Ohuhus, and then also for the flowers is the Aeon Art glitter gel pen. So yeah, very pretty. I think this is a book that I might want to try to finish. I just really love how black the background is. It really makes the mandala pop out. So yeah, maybe I'm going to continue on this one. So this one is the Creative Haven Flower Mandalas by Marty Noble. My next book is Cutest Christmas Mosaic Color by Number by Alice Mills Publishing. This is the premium paper edition. I have one here that was a whip, I think last month, and I just finished up the rest of this. And then, yeah, I have the bottles book, so I'm going to start coloring in that one. So yeah, so that's it for Cutest Christmas by Alice Mills Publishing. So I have 2 buddy colorings to share with you. I did them with the lovely Meg from Disney Meg's Coloring. So this one was actually from December. I started it then, but wasn't able to finish it until January. So this one is Christmas, and I believe this is a nice little town book by Tatiana Bogima Stolova, and the page we colored is this one. But you can see that my book does not like to lay flat, so I had to scan it and then print it out onto cardstock. So let me go ahead and pop up her beautiful coloring up here. So thank you so much, Meg, for asking me to do a buddy color in this book, because I've been wanting to color in here But I'm just sorry that it took me a while to complete. But yeah, so thank you so much, Meg. And so with this page, I use Ohuhu brush markers for the main area, using the Colleen colored pencils to shade it all in. I also used Posca and the Ohuhu acrylic paint pens to outline some of the items in here, like the white area, the tree I tried to cover, the yellow portions here. And then the background was done with the Munoz soft pastel. And then for the snow splatters, I used the Dr. P.H. Martin Bleed Proof White. Then I also have some little gel pen right up here and on here. I think that's pretty much it. And then silver gel pen on here and on what are these, garlands or light thingy? But yeah, so that is my coloring in Christmas by Tatiana Bogima Stolova. And the second buddy color that I did with the lovely Meg is from Nice Little Town 6 by Tanya or Tatiana Bukima Stolova. Let me go ahead and put up Meg's beautiful coloring on the left while I look for mine. I forgot to tag it. Oh, right over here. So thank you so much, Meg, for doing this buddy color. It's again my first coloring in this book, like the Christmas one was my first. And so with this page, I use Ohuhu brush markers as a base for this whole page. The pencils that I used is the Caran d'Ache Pablos. I use for the splatter of the sky the Dr. P.H. Martin Bleed Proof White. I use white Posca also, and little elements on the fence, the windows, flowers, his sleeve, ivory Posca for the moon. And then for the flowers, I use, I believe, the Ohuhu acrylic paint pen. And then you can see that the little fence right over here is super dark. It's the Sakura glaze in black, and then gold Posca here, and then also on the telescope. And yeah, for this page, when I wanted to take a picture of it for Instagram, it was just always glaring. Any light coming towards it was just glaring the pencil coloring. So I used, I think I saw this tip from Isabel from Passionista Colorista, where she puts a white, like white paper, so it's like indirect light, and it helps not to glare your pencils. And so yeah, it really helps. And it made it look like it's an actual night sky. So thank you, Isabel, for that great tip. And yeah, so I really like how this page turned out. Very, very happy. I also used some color shift gel pen. I can't remember which one, for the teapot and the little decorations here. And then this one, I just remember trying to figure out what this is. I colored it like it was ginger, because at the time that I was coloring this, I was making some soup with ginger in it. And so I was like, oh, that's going to be a ginger. I didn't think about it being like a cactus or anything like that. So yeah, it was just funny. I just remember it from looking at it. So yeah, so this is my first coloring in Tatiana Bogima Stolova's Nice Little Town 6. My next coloring is in Creative Haven Christmas Charm coloring book by Teresa Goodridge. I did a buddy color with the lovely Amanda, who's known as Downy Amanda on Instagram. So I'll go ahead and put up her beautiful coloring on this side while I get my book open. And yeah, so thank you so much, Amanda, for doing this buddy color with me. This is also another first coloring in this book, so it went along with my Color Your Hoard color along. So for this page, it was a whip, I believe, in December, and I finished it up in January. I thought I was going to be able to finish this up very quickly, but it actually took a lot more time. Plus, I had a lot of buddy colors in December, so yeah, I'm just thankful to Amanda for being patient with me to getting this done. So with this page, I did a base of Ohuhu markers, and then I just came in with Prismacolor to shade it in. Kind of tried to do like a 3D effect. Tried to. Hopefully it worked out. I don't know. Some, like the house kind of looks like it's popping out to me. But then there's some, like the lollipop doesn't look like it to me. I added some Stickles glitter gel on here to be like little sprinkles. I didn't know what they were. I mean, I think it could have been like candy, like the swirl right over here. But I don't know. I kind of made them like little cinnamon cookies or something like that. And did I add anything else? Oh, a silver Sharpie for the border and white Posca for all of the little highlights on the cookies. So this is my first completed coloring in Creative Haven Christmas Charm by Teresa Goodrich. I have another buddy color in this book called Moments Holy for Yourself by April. And this is her third coloring book of the forest, and this was a buddy color with the lovely Kate, who is known as Kate's Coloring Haven. And I know everyone's known already that she is going through a very, very hard time losing her partner, and so I just want to send her lots of love and strength at this time. I can't really imagine what she's going through. For me, I know I would probably break down, so just want to remind her that we love her, her family, and are praying for all of them and his family too. So Kate actually finished her page early, I think in December or early January, and so I had to catch up and finish mine. I only had the trees done at the time, so yeah, I just wanted to hurry up and finish this page. So I kind of followed the painting that April did, but switched up some of the colors, like the color of the jackets on the squirrel, her jacket, her pants, and her shoes, pretty much. And then the background was kind of like changed up also. So here is how mines look like. I colored this page with Prismacolor Premier colored pencil, and I think I used some yellow Sakura Stardust on the moon. Really love how this page turned out. The background was kind of a happy mistake. I was trying to do clouds, and it wasn't working out for me. It just looked like a strip of white here and here and here, and I tried to go back over it with the Muñoz soft pastel, which is what I used in the background, but because the paper was so smooth, it wouldn't take any more colors. It was just sliding on top. So I came in with the eraser. I was trying to erase it, and then I think I accidentally slipped, and I realized it kind of looked like a mountain. So I just started going through and just using my mono Tombow eraser and just started erasing, creating little hills that are highlighted by the moon. And yeah, I like how this turned out more than the clouds that I tried to create. So yeah, it was a very happy accident. And yeah, so this is my first coloring in this book, which is April's Coloring of the Forest, Book 3, Moments Holy for Yourself. And in this book, I did another buddy color, this time with Be Cozy Coloring. It was also for her color along in January for her birthday. So happy birthday, B. I'll go ahead and pull up her very gorgeous coloring. Super, super cute. And I am just so happy that she asked me to do a page in this book because it's also my first. For some reason, I am just so intimidated by the Japanese coloring books. I always think that I'm going to mess it up, but it was a lot of fun coloring in this book. So thank you again, B, for asking me to do a buddy color with you. It was a lot of fun coloring this page. I did look up like color schemes for bakeries, and so I found one that had like bluish green walls and then white cabinets, so that's what I went for. And then a lot of the colors that I was already using, I kind of like just continued using for the rest of the pastries. Yeah, very, very cute. And then when I was almost done, I think while I was coloring this section, I realized that there's a colored section in the front right here. And I was like, oh, could have like used this as a reference, but I'm glad I didn't find out till later, so that I got to pick out my own colors for this page. But yeah, very, very cute, fun page to color, very fun book. So with this one, I forgot to say, I used the Holbein artist colored pencils for the little strings here, and for the clipboard I used the Sakura metallic silver, and then white Posca for the glares on the covers. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yep. So this is my first coloring in Yururi's Adventure sketch by Makiko Inatome. I finally got over my fear and colored in The Magical Christmas, a coloring book by Lizzie Mary Cullen. It's one that I've been wanting to color in for a long time, and I finally just picked a page and started. I actually started in December with the Derwent Inktense, and then I completed it with some Prismacolor Premier colored pencils on top. And then I outlined the berries here with Posca, and also the petals of the flowers, some white Uniball Signo for the inside part of the flowers. And then the background, I did not know what to do at first. I was like, I'm going to cover this up, but what should I use, or how should I do the background? And in the back of my mind, I kind of remembered a coloring, I think it was from a Johanna Basford book, but I know I've seen it from a video from a long time ago. I can't remember who it was, but I think it was like going this way instead. I think it was a 2-page spread, but kind of remember that and decided to use it on here, except it's going up and down. And I really love the way it looks. It's kind of just centered in the middle of the page. So yeah, very happy with this page. So hopefully I won't be so intimidated again, and just go ahead and jump in here and continue coloring. So this is my first coloring in The Magical Christmas, a coloring book by Lizzie Mary Cullen. I have a coloring in Johanna Basford's Worlds of Wonder. It was a last minute kind of coloring. I wasn't sure if I was going to fit in this page for January, but I've been participating in Bethan, that is at B2A1N. That's her Instagram name. I'll put up her Instagram name here and her hashtag from January for bicycles. And I've been participating in her color along for bicycles for the past few years, so I wanted to try to color one of them. So that's why I didn't really do that much of a background, just focus more on the bike. And I also was inspired again by Amanda Colors color palette, so I used that to color in this page. And yeah, really love how it turned out. I also used some white Uniball Signo to highlight some of the flowers and on the bike. And yeah, the silver that you see here on the bike was a mix of several colors. I think one is pink, one was the blue, and one was the green. Let me see if I can find that page in my my coloring journal, my other coloring journal. This is just all the colors that I used for each of the page. So this is all Prismacolor Premier colored pencils. If you want to copy this colors, you can just pause the video. But yeah, for silver I used pink, Caribbean Sea, Prussian green, and then white. And then that's what I used to try to mimic a silver color. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun trying to discover what colors to use to, you know, still use the colors from the color palette, but to make a different color with it. And with it, you know, like seeing a little bit of the pink, it kind of looks like it's reflecting off of the bike. So yeah, and that's what I used also for the shadow on the ground. And then I just added some little greens popping out everywhere. So that is my coloring in Johanna Basford's Worlds of Wonder coloring book. My last coloring is a PDF from Mystic Art Mirrors or Glorious Ink, Kristen Glorious Ink. This illustration is from her coloring book called Once Upon a Time. I have the line art version. I believe there's also the grayscale version too. And so for this one is a base of Copic Chow alcohol markers. The sky was a little bit streaky. I don't know if you can see like the lines going back and forth. I tried to at least make them all go the same way. And I didn't really like how streaky it was, so I came back with the Distress ink. I believe I used, I forgot what the name is, like Villainous Purple or something like that. So I went over here and over the sands just to smooth it out a little bit. And yeah, I really like how it turned out afterwards. And then also to cover it up a little bit, I splattered some white, bleed proof white, the Dr. P.H. Martin brand. And then for Jasmine and for Raja, I used the Faber-Castell Polychromos. For her eyes, I used a little bit of the black Posca. Yeah, really, really love how she turned out. You can see I use a lot of stickles here in the details. I used like a silicone tipped brush to help me apply the stickles on this part of her outfit. I also used some Sakura Stardust on her pants right over here, just on the outline of the design. And then on here I use the Wink of Stella. So it's hard to see. And then lots of gold Posca popping out of her hair. A little bit of white Posca on her eyes and to highlight her nose. And I think that's pretty much it. I did use a reference photo for the tiger because in the line art, I'm not sure if it shows up on the grayscale, but on the line art version, there's no stripes. So I kind of had to put in my own stripes for Raja. But yeah, very, very happy with how this page turned out. I did take my time a little bit in coloring her, especially the tiger. And yeah, so that is it. That is the last of my colorings. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing the colorings that I have completed in January. I apologize that this video is coming out late and that I haven't really been present here on YouTube. It's just, you know, a lot of stuff going on in real life. But I know many of us are going through a lot in our own real life. So I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to stop by and watch this video. And I hope to see you all in my next one. So please take care, keep safe, and happy colorings, my friends. Bye-bye.